Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Say hi, Chevy. Say hi. Isn't he getting big? He's 11 weeks old now. This is Chevy. Yep, he's our baby. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put him down now. All right. So, welcome to North of the Border Stitcher. My name is Sherry. Thank you if you've returned from being here before. I appreciate that. And if this is new to you, I talk about cross stitch, quilting, crocheting, haul. I also talk about recycled finds that I use in my stitching. I also talk about free patterns that I find. So this is Tuesday, August 3rd. I normally film on Mondays, but the last couple Mondays we've had quilting here in town at the senior center, and so Mondays get a little busy for me. So something new that I'm going to do is I'm just going to start filming on Tuesdays. I also think that I'm just going to start going to every other Tuesday. I think if I do every 2 weeks, that'll help me have a little bit more to show you and a little more progress that I've made on some of my stitching. I still will probably post a small video on Thursdays when I do my Thankful Thursday SAL, which stands for Stitch Along. I'll do that on Instagram. So I'm doing hashtag Autumn August SAL and hashtag Thankful Thursday SAL on Instagram. So if you have any pictures of things that you're stitching during the month of August, Thursdays especially, I'm going to be working on some that have the word thankful in them, or Thanksgiving stitches, because here in Canada, Thanksgiving is the second Monday of October, which is typically Columbus Day in the States. So I actually get to celebrate 2 Thanksgivings, one in October and one in November. So I figured I better do some of my Thanksgiving stitching in August, so that I can have a few things that are done for the Thanksgiving season. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of the year. When I was younger, it was just basically my family. There were 5 of us, my mom and dad, and I had an older brother and a younger brother. And my cousin, Sue, she would come, and my grandma, she would always come for Thanksgiving. And she passed away when I was 17. And so that's who it was. That's growing up, that's who it was. And I always like to make little place cards and decorate and things like that. And the house always smelled so good. My mom made homemade stuffing. We put it in the turkey. She didn't use sage. We weren't sage turkey stuffing people. Cranberry sauce. I like the jellied cranberry sauce, not the berry kind. And I remember one time my dad got a little upset with me because I was just eating cranberry sauce. And he would say, you can't eat cranberry sauce by itself. You have to eat it with something. Eat it with some stuffing. Eat it with some turkey. You just can't eat it by itself. And I thought, sure you can. So anyway, that's just one memory from Thanksgiving. And we always watched the Christmas parade, the Macy's Christmas Day parade Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, which had Santa at the end of it. And so that was always a big thing for me. I enjoyed watching that in the morning. And, then of course with Thanksgiving in the States, then you have Black Friday and going shopping and things like that. So Thanksgiving was always just a lot of fun for me. And so I'm going to be stitching on Thursdays for Thankful Thursday. And it can be things that you're thankful for, or stitches that you're working on. One thing that I did this week was this little free chart called Thankful It's by Chelsea, Priscilla and Chelsea. They made this last year in November. They put this out. And this is just a little, I did this up on a piece of black 14 count Ada when I was experimenting with dyeing fabric a couple weeks back. Anyway, so I have that finished, but I don't have it fully finished. I want to finish that so it can go in my little metal box that I showed everybody last week. So that was one of my finishes this week, talking about being thankful. And my other finish this week, as I finished up Jolly July or Christmas in July, was this one, Peace on Earth, which is by the Prairie Schooler, Songs of the Season. I did this on, I think it's 16 count pearl Ada, pearl gray Ada. There are 6 designs in this booklet, but I think this is probably the only one that I'm going to get done for this year because I've been working on other things now, and my 12 Days of Christmas, I'm going to still keep working on that through the rest of the year. And the Quaker Christmas little freebie that I showed last week, I didn't do anything on that one this week, but I'll probably work on finishing that one up. Let's see if I can grab that one quick. Well, I don't have it. I didn't work on that one at all this week, but I'm using over-dyed floss on that. I'm using Noel, Yukon Gold, Blue Spruce, and I'll maybe show that one next week. But anyway, so that was my other finish, was Peace on Earth. Let's see. Other WIPs. The other Christmas piece that I've been working on is my 12 Days of Christmas. I must say, I didn't think I was going to like this very much, but I'm really starting to enjoy working on this. This week I just worked on some of the 12 Lords of Leaping. They can really kick those heels up, and I don't think I could ever do that. But anyway, so we've got ladies dancing. I filled in some of their skirts this week and worked on some of the Lords a Leaping. So the other WIPs that I had going are my O Canada by Cooler Design. And I'm really a lot further ahead on this than I thought I would be. This is 14 count Ada that I coffee and tea dyed. The border is completely done. This week I worked on the sea, and I got the tree and the tops of the mountains done. I almost have the fish finished down there. And I started working on some of the white, which calls for like 2 strands of 2 strands of white and 1 strand of 746. But as you can see, because my fabric isn't that dark, my polar bear and my snowflake over here they don't stand out very much. So I think everything else I'm going to do with this week's over dyed, I'm going to do it with whitewash because I think it just stands out. It's a brighter white, and it'll really make my polar bear and my snowflakes pop, because polar bears, we have polar bears up here, and we usually get lots of snowflakes in the winter. So that's my progress on that. My goal is to finish this by Labor Day, and I think I'm well ahead of that. And that's been a nice stitch. I work on that every couple of evenings. And again, that was by coolerdesign.com. And put that one aside. I actually didn't have any other stitching WIPs. I have a few new starts. I do have one quilting QIP, Quilt in Progress, Quilting WIP. So, and this is at my quilting group yesterday, I sewed together my Sunflower Explosion. So I got all the squares together. I really like how that turned out. And I'll show you what I have to do to the sides yet. I like smaller projects like wall hangings, but I do have to make a baby quilt sometime soon because my son and his wife are expecting a baby around American Thanksgiving. They're going to have a little girl, so I need to crochet another Christmas stocking and make a baby quilt. But anyway, my Sunflower Explosion, I just need now to do the brown and the borders around the outside. And this is out of a book, At Home with Country Quilts, 13 Patchwork Patterns by Cheryl Wall. I love her projects, mainly because I think she uses colors like vintage colors that I just love, fall colors. And anyway, so that was my quilting WIP. My other one is still on the long arm, so I didn't have any progress on that this week. So let's see, new stitches. This past weekend was the first weekend, Sunday was. So typically Brenda and the Serial Starter have the first weekend of the month is to stitch Blackbird design patterns. And I think I'd shown this before. This was a freebie that I found. It was from 2002 by Blackbird Designs. And I started this. This is also on 14 count Ada that I dyed. This color is onyx, and I thought it was more of a black, but it's almost really like a dark green. And this is how far I got with that. The part down here at the bottom that says Blackbird, I think I will do with black. And I'll finish the alphabet with the onyx color. So that was my start to work on something with Blackbird Designs the first weekend of the month. So that was a start. Another new start this week was the Autumn Leaves that I got by Cherry Hill Stitchery. Was a download. Oh. Here's the picture. Autumn Leaves and Pumpkins, Please. And I downloaded that, and it calls for 2 over 2 on 32 count. And I think this is 32 count piece of linen. And this is my start. I just worked on this last night. When I went to my needlework shop, and she was helping me find colors that would match, we came up with this color. It's straw. Normally it calls for Classic Colorworks Sun-Kissed, but they didn't have that. So we got straw, but at the time I wasn't sure that I was working it on this. So I think what I'm going to do, because the color almost matches exactly what the fabric is I'm just going to make an outline stitch around this. So it highlights the pumpkin just a little bit more. So that was my start last night. This is for one of my August stitch alongs. And I have this in one of my bags that I made. My autumn pumpkins. So that was the new start. And then This one's not a new start for me, but it is my Autumn Towne by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I'm going to be working on that now because it's talking about autumn. And here's where I am on that. I forgot again to look up the fabric. So I think it's a 28 count sage. I don't know. So this is the first thing that I've stitched on. I find that I think my stitching in hand is just a little tight because it puckers down here. So I'll have to, I think I've relaxed a little more by working on my 12 Days of Christmas. So I'll just keep working on my Autumn Towne. Put that over there. Okay. And that's pretty much all the WIPs that I have. I had from making my quilt, my Sunflower Explosion, I have all these small pieces, rounded pieces that were cut off from the back. So I think I'm going to sew a bunch of them together, like 2 and 2 and then 4 together to make a circle. And I think I might make another kind of like mini bullet quilt. Okay, so like this one, that's my bullet, not bullet, geez, bullseye, quilt. And so I think I might make some bullseyes out of these quarter circles, and other ones of them I think I might cut down to 2.5 inch squares if I don't use all of them. But these are all the fall colors, like I said, that I love. So that's kind of what I plan to do with those little leftover pieces. And that's kind of autumny. Last week I talked a little bit about some of the autumn projects that I might be doing, and I failed to talk about this one, the Scarlett House Autumn Alphabet. It's got the word autumn right in there. I have everything in this one. I had this one kitted up with a different fabric, like a 32 count autumn white, but I switched. This is something new that I bought this week, new haul. I got a 25 count Lugana Vintage Smoky White. You can't really maybe see that so good because of the... So I enjoy that, and I thought that it would look pretty good on there. So that is what I'm going to do this on. And I'm going to start that one of these days. Oh, look. Here's the needle minder that I made out of a cat pin that I had. And this one calls for Caterpillar Classic Color Works, but I couldn't find that. So then I got a whole bunch of swamp water. And now I've changed my mind on that too, because my Scylla Witches that I plan to do by Teresa Kogut, that calls for swamp water. So now that I found like 3 or 4 skeins of swamp water that I have, I put that in there to use. So instead of swamp water for the, and it's for the letters, I'm going to be using, this is a DMC, I don't know if it's considered colorless or not, but it's got grays and browns and greens. It's number 4000, DMC 4000. And so I'm going to use that for the lettering. And I had to, I was able to get nutmeg for the pumpkin. But they didn't have ginger snap, so I got Weeks Dye Works oak. But that's only going to be used like for this little part here in the pumpkin anyway. So I look forward to starting that. I like samplers, and I'm going to finish it probably on some kind of board similar to this. And someone had asked me to show how I start a cross stitch project. Let me grab, okay. I typically start my cross stitches from the center out. And I'll show you this O Canada one. When I want to start a project, I do the edges. If you have a serger, you can serge the edges around a piece. And then I take regular thread and I fold it in half this way. And then I fold it in half the other way. I take regular thread and I do a running stitch right down the middle of the fabric, both directions. So no matter where I am, when I'm looking at a pattern, I can see where the middle is. And it also divides it into 4 quadrants. So for the most part, that's what I do. I do a line down the middle, both directions. This one I didn't do that, but I did start in the middle. It has 4 pages, and so I did the bottom left page. And then now I'm starting it up in the upper left. And as long as I keep working it this way, then I don't really worry about where the middle is. I just keep spreading out from where I was sewing. So now this new one, the Autumn Alphabet, I have this my big piece of linen, so I will sew it around the edges. And let me show you. On the pattern, it usually gives you an arrow. Like right here, I'll show you on the front of this one. Well, this is actually not the front, but right here, there's an arrow at the top of your chart. And there's usually an arrow at the side of your chart. All right, so that tells you where the center is this way and where the center comes this way. So if you want to do that, you can sew those lines on. For this one, I don't think I will. I think I'll just see where the center is, and the center comes across here, and I'll start with the letter near there and do the couple letters, and then I'll start with the pumpkin underneath the S and the T, so I know where to place that. All right, but if I wanted to, I could run, my running stitch this way and across. And that's how I start. I go to the middle then, and I work out. And I've seen people who, like some patterns have lots of different colors, multiple colors in the stitch. And then they have a needle with the threads, and they just carry their threads. I don't typically do that, but you can. Everybody does it different. So, I just realized this is nice, because this smoky white, it's just plain on one side, and you get the vintage on this side, and that's the side that I want to work on. So that's basically how I start. I look forward to doing that one, starting it. Keep my progress on that. So I've got quite a few autumn projects because I love, like I said, I love autumn. Okay. Haul. Okay. This week I got some new haul, and I got some used, pre-owned haul. Let's put it that way. Like I said, I got the smoky white, and I got this piece of 32 count linen milk chocolate at my local needlework shop. I haven't done anything on milk chocolate. I did buy 2 different kinds of grit dye so that I bought a tan and a dark brown so that I can do some experimenting and try to, you know, come up with some new colors for my projects. I got, for new haul, I got some other new threads, and, but other than that fabric, that's all I got for new haul. I got a fair amount of thrift store haul. I got myself some more zippers so that I can make some more project bags, because I do like to make project bags for my projects. I found this Love in Our Hearts quilt pattern. Oh shoot, I forgot to take it out of there. And it's got a price tag on it. Anyway, it's got a hearts on a tree and an angel and a house here. And look at that. It's got a cute little Canadian flag that goes right on the door. So, you know, that's an American flag. But I think I'm going to make this, but not with the words at the bottom. I think I might just do the upper part and put the little Canadian flag on there. I got that pattern for 50 cents. So cute. All right, what else? Oh, I got a stand, a floor stand. Here it is. Like, Chevy likes to chew on it. I got to work on that. But anyway, so I got this stand, and it came with, you know, a bunch of bars. Some sideways bars, so I could clamp things in and sit. I tried putting my 12 Days of Christmas in it, but it's too wide, and I like, when I'm working on that one, I work a little bit, and then I flip it upside down, and then work the next direction on it. But something that might be smaller, that I just work, I can use that. But anyway, so I got that stand, and attached to the stand was a bag. In that bag, the part of the stand had this 6-count Ada attached to it. Somebody had started this pattern. It's a Priscilla pattern, I think from 1999. It's called Blue Work Floral. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Annie would love that because she's the proper stitcher and she loves blue. But it came with this Ada, came with all this thread, and this was connected to this frame. The next thing too, there was another one in there. There was a Thomas Kincaid counted cross stitch Brookside Hideaway. I'm going to show you a picture of this. So it came with Ada for this pattern. There's the Ada and all the flosses for that. That was in there. And this project bag. Like, somebody had sewn this bag, and it was in there too. So 2 cross-stitch kits, lots of Ada cloth, a bag, and a stand. And I got it all for $21. So you can't beat that. And I am going to turn this Thomas Kincaid kit and this Blue Work kit into giveaways. So if you're interested in this Thomas Kincaid kit in my video, please like my video, subscribe to my video, be 18 years old, and in your comments, type the word Kincaid. Kinkade, Kincaid, if you want to a chance at winning this. And like I said, I'm giving away this blue work floral. This isn't my thing. It comes with the Ada. It comes with all the blue floss, everything you need. And if you'd be interested in winning this, just type in the word blue. And I will pick those for the next time. So I thought that was pretty good. And other things I got in my haul. I got more pieces of the really, I think that's 18 or 20 count. We got 2 more pieces of that. Oh, at Michael's, they had this really cool wired jute ribbon for sale. I got that to finish some of my projects. This is at least 2 yards of linen. It's 28 or 32 count linen, like an antique white, for $6. I can have a lot of fun trying to dye lots of different things. I haven't tried anything green yet. I do have green dye that I got at one of the thrift stores one time. And so I'm going to give that a try too. So that was my used haul this week. I really scored with that frame. As far as freebies this week, because I'm into autumn August, I have Autumn Cross Stitch Pattern by the Tiny Modernist, and it's just called Autumn. And look at that. Isn't that cute? It's just those 2 little squirrels and some pumpkins, some leaves. It says Autumn. This is an easy stitch on 14 count Ada. The design is 3 by 5.5 inches. And so, you know, that'd be really cute. I'll put that down in the comments below. Another freebie that I wanted to tell you about today is like for Blackbird designs, if you want to stitch something too on the first weekends. Thistle Manor. This was a free design from way back in 2002. It's stitched on 30 count Busy Bee with 1 color, 2 threads over 2 linens. It's just called Thistle Manor. I might have shown this one before. So I think I might do that with one color at some point. And then it just says Thistle Manor. So that's a Blackbird design freebie. And this last one I want to show you is a free graph, Compliments of Hands to Work. It's 90 by 101 stitches. And it just says Live Simply, and it has an alphabet at the bottom. Isn't that cute? That would be cute to do in a lot of different colors, although you could stitch it just in one color of over-dyed thread. And I'll mark that at the beginning. At the bottom in my notes too. So those are my freebies for the week. So to recap, I am going to start filming every other Tuesday, on a Tuesday rather than a Monday. So I'll be back 2 weeks from today and film on that Tuesday. So this is the 3rd. The 17th. So Tuesday the 17th. Blue, if you're interested in winning this. Please don't mention the word giveaway. Just the word blue. And the word Kincaid, if you want to do that. This one is really intricate. This is one of those that has lots of colors. All these flowers here are like French knots. It's beautiful. If you're a Thomas Kincaid kind of fan. And really, I'm going to try to get that project off the long arm and get a few things done here. And so I hope over the next 2 weeks that you have fun stitching. Please join me on Instagram, or I might put a little short video on here on Thursday for Thankful Thursday. And you can post what it is that you are thankful for and what you're stitching. And Chevy and I are going to enjoy the rest of our afternoon together. And I wish you some happy stitching.